Devarshi, the subtitle of your book is Spiritual Awakening for the New Age. And you've hinted at this new age that we're in. I wonder if you can expand upon that Kriya Yoga is coming at this point in time in history.
So yes, this is a new age. We can see it. We can see it all around us. The yogis teach that the earth, our planet, goes through different cycles of awakening, of devolving, and they teach that right now we're in an up cycle where we are coming out of an age of matter and materialism. And again, they call that Kali Yuga, and that we're in this new age called Dwapara Yuga, which is an age of energy. And this means that it's a time when people have more energy. People are tuning into matter as energy. Science has proven in recent years that matter is energy. Whereas in the Dark Ages, it was just matter. It was all people saw. If you went back 1,000 years ago and said that matter is energy, this isn't just a solid matter, there's energy and there's atoms, they would not have believed that. So this time is an age of awakening, spiritually, mentally, and you see it. You see this, it's an age of increasing energy, and it's actually very difficult to deal with at times. I don't know a single person who doesn't look around them and say that life is speeding up, and it seems to be getting faster and more demanding in many ways. And this is a sign that indeed the yogis are true. The truth is that we are in an age of increasing understanding of energy, awareness of energy, greater and greater power to develop energy for powering machines and for our homes and for the planet. Unfortunately, it's also an age of greater awareness and knowledge on how to develop weapons that have more energy. And so this age of energy, one also finds that you need to have some awareness and development of having control over one's own energy. And you'll see that if we don't have control over our own energy, then life gets very stressful, more and more all the time. Anxiety, fear, all these things come up. And we saw this with the pandemic, that everything was heightened. And we're not going back into the old material ways. We are going to get more and more increasingly caught up in this age of energy. And in a way, what it's like is it's like, a wave, a large wave, like a tsunami kind of a wave that's really sweeping the planet with this heightened energy and awareness of energy. And if we don't do something to, get stronger in ourselves and learn about energy, then it's just like a surfer. Someone who learns how to surf and catch large waves, if they learn the skills, they can go out to the ocean, and when a large wave comes, they swim, and they swim up to a certain speed, almost not quite the speed of the wave, but close enough that when the wave reaches them, they can stand on their surfboard and catch the wave and make great progress and go very fast to the shore. Whereas if someone does not learn that skill and doesn't learn about energy, they're just going to be standing there and just get smashed by this wave of energy because they don't know how to deal with it. And so the practice of yoga, and this is very traditional yoga philosophy we're talking about, gives one the experience and the quality of having control over their energy. And in yoga, this is called pranayama, control of the life force, the inner energy. And there are techniques that help one to develop that control. And Kriya Yoga really is the greatest because it works directly at the source of our energy and our ups and downs, deep in our, what the yogis call the astral spine. And so techniques and practices that work with giving us control of the energy, learning how to have more energy, learning how to respond to high energy situations. When we develop that, then we can respond to this tidal tsunami wave of energy and other people who are in very emotional states and in high anxiety and in energetic situations. And by learning Kriya Yoga, the way that Paramhansa Yogananda taught it, one develops more energy, one develops control over that energy. And when one has those qualities, then you can become a cause in this world rather than an effect, rather than being a victim to this wave smashing down on all of us. One can be a calm, strong pillar of strength and energy and help others in this world. And I think that's everyone who's drawn to a spiritual tradition has that wish to help themselves, not just for themselves, but to be able to help others in their family, their friends. And I saw this, I share it in the book. During the pandemic, I lived in India, where I currently live still. And during that time, that was a huge wave of energy and anxiety. I mean, so many people were dying, and we saw it all around us. We just knew so many people who died during that time because it was extreme in India. Honestly, it was perhaps far more extreme even than in most other countries in the world. And you saw some people succumbing to this intensity of that time and just giving into fear and anxiety and contracting into themselves and being very protective and just having a very difficult time with that. And no one had an easy time of it. But that said, I know several people who are Kriya Yogis, who have been learning and practicing these things, who rose above it. They caught that wave. They learned how to ride that wave and were just extremely serviceful, selfless, even heroic in serving others in hospitals and in other ways. And so this is really, as I was sharing, this is the fruit of a Kriya Yoga practice. Any true spiritual practice passes that test in the cold, hard light of day, as I was sharing earlier. And so this is what Kriya Yoga does. It gives us control over our inner energies so that, one, we're not buffeted by all the storms of life and just knocked this way and that. But two, we can actually be strong inside of ourselves and have energy and not give in to all the emotions and the fears and the anxieties going around this world. And so this book is really mostly talking about how to develop these qualities, what the underlying principles are on this path of Kriya Yoga that we teach and that Yogananda taught, and how to apply it in daily lives, how to deal with our own fear, anxiety, suffering, loss, grief, all these different things that all humans go through. And the path of yoga is not to make us above it all and separate from everybody and step away from it all, because we're right in the middle of it all in the evolution of this planet right now. So Kriya Yoga gives us the tools to be able to deal with, to cope with this life of high energy and increasing energy. And again, how also to be a cause rather than an effect. And I've seen this with thousands of Kriya Yogis. I really have. It's just anyone who actually practices these things and implements them in their life, I have seen, honestly, without exception, that they learn how to control their emotions, their energy, and how to really be a productive, giving person to their family, to their friends, and really respond to life's challenges in a very positive way.
Thank you very much, Devarshi. We'll continue in our next episode.